Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to 7 Days to Die. Sorry today's stream was delayed, we had some issues, but everything's functional. Hopefully we shouldn't have any more delays like this in the future. Right, so, back to our journey. We don't need to modify anything. Yes, eating and drinking, that's most likely something I'm going to need to work on. Ah, yes. Food and other such things are going to be a problem. They're going to be something we need to acquire. So, given the fact that, well, things seem to be going as planned. Well, so far anyway. I'm liking how things are going, actually. I am. With the live stream. Well, with this world anyway. Right. And sorry for the delayed start, by the way. We've been having issues with the ticker actually recording the fact that I've actually started my intro. Sadly, it doesn't really start recording after like 12 until it's about 12 seconds, which is kind of disappointing given the fact that I normally try to do the best intros possible. But yes, that's why if you're just you tune in and start from the beginning, it will play for a short moment and then continue. It will play nothing, I mean audio-wise, for a short moment. My apologies for that. There's not a whole lot that I can do to fix it. How am I wet? I'm inside my building. That must mean that I have some sort of leak. Alright, let's check our status here. Our food and water, well, they could be better, but they're not horrible. But we have supplies, so we might be able to hold out. Which is good. Okay, so I'm going to sit here for a minute, and I'm going to have a look outside, and I'm going to think. And I'm also going to sit here for a minute, and I'm going to wait for it to get a little brighter before I go out, and possibly for this rain to stop. That's what we really want, is that rain to stop. Because honestly, once that rain stops, then I can get out there and I don't have to worry about freezing to death, which would be good. And without... I don't know if I actually have a coat or anything. Let's check our inventory. We have a leather duster, but I don't know if that's really going to help. So we'll have to... But we can pray, right? The good thing with it is that we have a good supply of antibiotics. And apparently a chair. Yes, a chair. It's in piss poor condition, but a chair. And before anyone asks, I'll say it now, and I'm most likely gonna have to say it again later. I can't really have you join me. I would love to, and I will have you guys, those who want to join in other games. This one is considered a local game, so unless you're quite literally playing on my PS4, you can't exactly tag along. But there are other games that you can jump into that I run. So don't get let down just yet. There'll be other times where you can tag along, so no worries. I'll put this in, but I'm not turning it on. I'm just gonna put it in there. Surviving out here, that's the ideal point. The somewhat fixed cabin hopefully will hold out the hordes. This needs to get fixed. What I really want to do is I want to cut this out, and I want to take the campfire out and then put it in there. Honestly. That's what I want to do. Because that's just a hazard. In my opinion. Again, that's my opinion though. I know other people look at that as a benefit, but it's really not. And honestly, it's more of a hazard. I could get killed by that. I have a decent amount of metal. I will get more metal, but what I have for metal should be used to reinforce the door. The door is a commonly attacked target. I don't know what it is in their programming, but they see a door, even when they don't sense you, and often you'll see zombies go after the door. I haven't seemed to figure out why. Another one of those would be cool. So yes, I'm going to go on a little quest. We're going to throw a duster on, because we're going to get soaked if we don't. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our coat on here, in the overcoat section. We're going to take our negotiator and put it in the same slot as our other negotiator, and we're going to go for ourselves a nice little jaunt this way. Yes, as some would like to term that is somewhat in the direction of my old backpack, where I died earlier on. Well, considering I did die there, yes, but there's really no need to look at it that way. An ideal way to look at it is, I've moved on to a better setup. Skinning this car might actually be a good, breaking this down might actually be a good idea. Another thing that's a good idea that I learned from, actually, this person from the last stream I did, from yesterday's episode, was that bows are very effective. More so effective than any firearm that you can get. Bows are silent, easy to use while sneaking, easy enough to get the materials to make, to supply. Hell, and if you land a headshot, they're almost always a guaranteed kill. In my opinion, that's a worthwhile thing. But that, again, that is my opinion. You may have, or not share my opinion. You may have a different opinion. Entirely up to you. Nah, hell, I can't punch that tree for wood. That won't work. I need a lot of stone. I also need one of these. Yes. Because I need this to gather wood and stone. And I need wood, stone, and feathers. I ain't gonna be short on feathers for long. Because I can go and get a lot of feathers. Because birds' nests, for some strange reason, don't spawn in trees. You'd think if you dropped a tree you'd get a bird's nest, but instead we have strange birds in 7 days that like to live on the ground. Which is perfectly fine, I guess they like the view, right? Entirely up to them. I'm more or less just attempting to stay alive out here. And being out here for long periods of time is very dangerous. As I've come to learn, staying undetected actually prevents zombie spawns. So the longer you stay undetected, the less likely it is, and the further out in the country you are, the less likely it is you're going to run into a zombie. Or really any enemy of any kind. Zombie bears, different story. They have like a set spawn rate. Animals in general. Animals are different. They spawn more often in the country. Zombie bears are extremely rare. Bears are like on that rare scale. They get progressively more common as the days go by. But zombies, on the other hand, don't really spawn out here. And they definitely don't spawn, even on the 7th night, if you're undetected. If you're detected, like if you're standing up, a horde will spawn, as I've noticed. But I have tested the fact that you can sneak out, you can stealth out a 7th night. And not have your base get trashed and everything else, because the zombies are trying to break through it to get your ass. But if you're people, like if you're that savage guy that wants to just fight them all to the very end, prepare to have your walls knocked down, because on the 7th day, they attack anything that moves. I've seen them kill things that aren't players. Like they just randomly just kill a pig that ran through. Just because that's in the way. Pig's in the way? Kill it. Beat it. Just break it. That's all they do. They don't care that they're killing something. They don't try to eat it. They just break it. It's like they tear up the ground if you're underground. They don't care. No matter what's in their way. If they sense you, they're coming for you. Well, not quite. They sense you, they're looking, but they're not sure where you are. They know you're here somewhere, they just don't know where. That's your benefit. See what I mean? Spend too long standing up, and this is what happens. Stupid lady. Yes. Ah! Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for that. But I need a lot of the stones. Not just for the axes, I mean I need a lot of them because I want to make some arrows. And I'd make iron tip arrows and everything else, and that'd be all well and grand if I had a forge. So the next time I get my hands on some short iron pipes, I'm gonna keep keep them in sight. Only because, like, you know, they're a little important. More important than I knew, actually. I was running a server with a friend, and we found that we really couldn't find short iron pipes. None. And it's such a pain to try and build a forge when you don't have any pipes. It's a real struggle. Well, the acquisition of materials and other such things will most likely improve our chances of, you know, staying alive. Which are all good. It's good to stay alive. Because that's really the plan here. It's not the 7 days to let's get ourselves killed. It's 7 days to divide the odds and not die. Though not dying in this game is not as easy as it seems. Mining tools, that's something we need. A forge is the first step. Well, going forward, the forge will be definitely the first step in mainly acquiring a good setup. The forged iron will definitely help me fortify the base. Forged tools will let me dig a small pit, easily enabling me to set things up. Ah, yes. Make one, please. Just one. And as you've noticed, my crafting level is getting better. My tailoring level is actually pretty impressive on another save. Blunderbuss. Nice. And who can forget the fearsome blunderbuss? Very effective, requires no schematics, no parts, and more or less just repair kits to repair. And if you get extremely good at your weaponsmithing, your repairing won't affect your weapons. Like, and I mean extremely good. Like, you gotta be way the fuck up there. Easy way to cheese that level? Craft a bunch of arrows. Like, I mean a bunch. And that's the only way you're gonna cheese the level up really high, really fast. So you want to get that set up really early on, then you gotta get a lot of arrows. And with your armor making, you need your tailoring to be really high, which you can cheese really easily, really early on. Make a shit ton of cloth, which you use to make bandages. See, I'm cold now. That's my problem. And I can't do anything about that. So I'm gonna have to retreat, or I'm gonna have to somehow get out of this rain, which is which I don't know if I can actually do. I don't have anything that's insulating, depressingly enough, but I do have some medical kits and everything else that I managed to obtain from a supply drop. Those might keep us alive. They might just be exactly what we need. This sort of thing. Running my ass off, I guess, running around seems to be bringing my heat back up because I'm pushing my stamina around to the limits. Working hard seems to bring up your temperature, which is handy, considering I'm getting effective things done. Oh, a rabbit. I'd kill it, but it would be mainly for the hide, which is most likely why I'm putting him down. Don't I have a bone shiv? No? Bummer. The hell? It just said it added something. I don't know what. Damn it. I knew it. Every time with these bastards. As soon as I get something decent... Oh, nope, that smells. Yeah, that's a problem. Because I don't want them noticing me. The minute you... Oh, by the way, yeah, you want to really know how the scent system works? No, it's not that they can smell you and they'll follow you. No, from what I've noticed, that scent means that they're going to spawn near you. Not that they were there to begin with, and now they're just noticing you. No. Because you can have a perfectly cleared out area and you could do the clearing out. You see that? He wasn't there before, was he? And he didn't just wander in from the mountains, that I assure you. No, he's spawning near you because you have meat. That's how that works. It's not, they can smell you so they're following you. They're not following you. He wasn't there before. Therefore, he has just spawned. And he has that just spawned look. Where, like, they're still shaking and everything else. Yeah. That's how the game gets you. And it's annoying, but that's how they get you. They don't play fair. They're not fans of the whole fair game thing. 7 Days is trying to kill you as you play. That's the whole point. Their plan is to find various different ways to either make you kill yourself with a mistake, or just to basically outright kill you. With like a horde of zombies, a bear, dogs, stuff like that. And they're gonna try over the top to try and put you down. But you can counter it. You just have to use your brain. Which really isn't hard to do. It's fairly easy to work around the game's various challenges. The camo netting, I don't know if that actually helps or not, considering they can smell you. Information center, okay. That's fairly close. Guys, we just gotta remember where the road is, that's all. Or pray that we remember. Yeah, that's probably just dropped out into a zombie nest. They really like to do that. Where, like, as soon as you get to the airdrop, like 3 or 4 of them just spawn. Or have you noticed when you get to a tool shop when you're playing, a whole bunch just randomly appears? It's just like, you guys weren't there 5 seconds ago. And I seen this tool shop a mile away and I was using my scope. And you weren't there. And you're here now. What the hell? Yeah, it's the game being a dick. Mighty convenient. Or like you go inside a store. Inside it, in like a derelict city and everything, obviously with a shotgun. Oh, not a lot, man. I tried to make sure that I put posts up about the fact that it was going to be delayed, but we're here now. I'm glad you decided to come along. It's good to see you. Now the question is, did you bring friends or is it a single party? Either way is fine. It's better than talking to the grass. Let's go get that box. We've got plenty of cotton. So I've got plenty of materials to make bandages with. Which is the whole point of that. That and a trip to the desert, and I've got first aid bandages. That's where another player would be handy, but since it's a local game, I'd have to split screen it. But I can't. Because my split screen teammate is not here. Nah. Okay, so I just gotta remember that the road is that way. Oh, a trashed house. How convenient. Check that out, and then I'll scout on over to that zombie. Man. Why you do this? Why? You quite literally airdropped it into hell. Same here, man. Same here. You can be my friend. I'll be your friend. Cause I don't want the fucking demons of hellfire to come find my ass. That's for sure. Please don't have anything in you that smells. Yes. That's a zombie. Thank you. Boing. Come on, wrench. Nope. Okay. Time to crawl back towards our objective. And hopefully not aggro half the fucking army of undead goddamn hellstorm that is out there in that fireland. I don't like that place. It's not a happy place. Okay, well, we've got lots of decent stuff. Bunch of which I'm gonna have to break down. Not a fan of sniper rifles. Not a fan of guns in general. Suffice to say that they're not really useful. In my opinion, though, bows are awesome. Crossbows are fucking phenomenal. And yes, everyone's like, oh, Daryl the Walking Dead. No, that's not where I got. Oh, fuck's sake. Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm gone. Because, you know, it's daytime, so your ass isn't gonna catch me. I know what I'm doing. Being a nomad would be a decent plan, but I do want to make sure that I have this set up. I may actually go back to being a nomad again, only because it's a lot easier to survive than to try and hide in a base overnight, but, and this is a but, I'm keeping that place as my base, so that for one to come back to. So I'm still going to nomad around a bit, but I do want to have that place somewhat fortified, because that'll be my spawn point if I die. And I would like to have some stuff there, provided if I die, I have something to go back on. That was actually the initial plan when setting up there. You can nomad this. Really, really, you can do it. You just, it's going to take time to learn the game. You have to learn the game, you need to learn the map. But most of all, you need a setup, a spawn point, because you don't want to just keep spawning in random spots in the map, getting constantly fucked over, losing your stuff. What you need is you do need a setup. You don't need Fort Knox. You don't need to spend like 4 or 5 in-game days building a superstructure of like formed concrete and steel, and every wall is reinforced with like 8 or 9 plates on top of that. There's no need. There's really not. You're making yourself a target. You know what happens to people who build forts? Do you ever watch any zombie movies where they're like, oh, we got the tallest walls and the thickest walls and the highest walls with the thickest, I don't know, fucking stones, whatever. And the highest gates, fuck it. It doesn't matter how good you are. Eventually they find a way in. Be it under, around. They start flinging themselves in with catapults made from Zambonis with cowboy hats on. It doesn't matter. They'll find a way in. Or they'll throw watermelons at you over the wall until you get dizzy, fall off the wall, and then they kill you. Either way, they'll find you. They'll get you. They will figure out a way. They are zombies. It's just the virus in some way. It'll like make their necks super long so that they can reach up on the wall and bite you or something. I don't know. Turn them into snake people. Or spider people to grow legs and start climbing your walls. Either way, they'll get you. Alrighty, later, mate. Hopefully we'll see you later. But, yeah. No point in building a fort, really. There is, and there isn't. You need a fort, but you should also nomad a lot, too. A lot easier to avoid your bigger hordes if you're not waiting for them to come to you. If you're alone. If there's more than one person, that's a different story. A lot easier to hold a base when you got someone watching your back. Because when they start throwing watermelons at you, there's going to be somebody there with like a tennis racket or something with a katana cutting up those watermelons, making sure they don't hit you. Or if they're catapulting stuff at you, somebody could be shooting at that catapult, making sure it's not firing. Having someone back you up, that is how you survive. In a base. You want to nomad it? Easily done alone. Harder to nomad with more than one person. Easier to build a base with, but it's harder to have a base with only one person. You can build a nice Fort Knox, but who's going to cover all 4 walls? You? You gonna run in circles? Non-stop all night? Are you gonna run in circles? Are you gonna guard that base 24/7? Be stuck to it like glue? Because you're gonna have to be. You want to build a base, that's what you gotta do. That's why you gotta have at least more than one person. One person guards, one person builds. Because how are you gonna know that when you're placing those blocks to build those walls, there's not zombies up your ass trying to eat you? They could come out of nowhere, and you wouldn't even know they were there. That's why I build from the inside out. You'll rarely see me on the outside tapping on walls unless I know that I'm good. And I only go tap, 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 and then I'll look behind me. Because I need to. I'm by myself. That's why I've got a wood base and not, I haven't pushed to make it iron. I need that iron for other stuff. I might need it for armor. I don't know what I'm gonna need it for. I know I have the schematic now to make iron armor once I get my forge done, which would be nice. That's good for having with you for two things. It's extremely good armor, like extremely. It's very decent. Like it will stop a lot. And second, it's good for keeping you cool when you have to pass like deserts, cause it's cold steel, or well, iron, but same difference. I should try and book it to the house. I don't see any zombies. But yes, sneaking is your best friend when trying to avoid hordes. Carrying meat, it's a no-no. Prepare to become a vegan or use canned meats, because canned meats don't smell. Cooked meats are all well and great, but for building up your wellness, use vitamins, cornbread, and eggs. Boil eggs. Don't try to be Mr. Awesome and be like, yeah, look at me, I eat steak dinners every night. Yeah, well, that's when you progressively get destroyed. Because they know. Because they can smell it. Yes, you ate all that steak. The zombies know. And now they're on your front door. Because you're smelling. They're spawning because you have that smell icon. That's the deal. Easier, like, and these are just tips more or less for those who play alone. You're gonna play on a server, consider yourself alone unless you have allies. Because you gotta think that 90% of that server, they're all fighting for themselves anyway. The common law in any zombie game, especially online zombie games, is that you're by yourself. Think about yourself first. And if you're playing with a friend, you and your friend come before anyone. Because you don't know if other players are thinking about turning on you, taking your stuff. Whole lot easier to get stuff from you than it is to get it from the zombies, right? So, and all they have to do, really, they don't have to run faster than the zombies. They just need to run faster than you. So they could be claiming to you that they're giving you a good share of their food, and really they're keeping all the good food for themselves, so their wellness meter is a lot higher than yours, so that they have more stamina. Then, as I've said, they outrun you. And you die. And then when you die, they take your stuff. So, obviously, work towards keeping yourself alive before anyone else. Sneaking and quiet weapons are your best friend. Knives, other blunt weapons, bladed weapons, whatever, and bows. The crossbows and regular bows are your best friend. They can easily deal with a zombie. Your ammo, you quite literally build it by hand, so it's easily accessible. It's feathers, sticks, and rocks, if you're really down to the fucking grindstone with it. But when you get better at it, it's iron, steel, extremely effective. You can make flaming arrows if you wanted to, and then really take out those really tough ones by damaging them over time. Nail a few zombies with some flaming arrows, and then just dispatch them with a good one right to the fucking beaner. Stick it in his forehead. Being fired off a bow at close range, you're gonna puncture the skull easily. It only takes 5 pounds pressure to crack a human skull. To get an arrowhead in there to destroy the brain won't take that much force. Especially if they're sharp, which I know they are, because I've been shot by arrows in this game before. It's not fun. Some crazy guy pretending he was an Indian on another server that I was on shot me over 3 times, literally in the ass. was not fun. It's okay, I shot him in the face, though. He was not happy when I shot him in the head with my 44. No, it's payback. He shot me in the ass with an arrow. But yeah, you can make all sorts of neat little arrows. You can make explosive arrows, even. For when you really need to get those doors open. When you want to get at that nice loot, but those doors are fortified and locked. Strap some dynamite to that arrow and fire. Boom! There goes the door. And you're in. Just prepare for the attention you're going to acquire. I'm actually doing day 6, possibly day 7. We're going to have to see how timer goes, really. The days just go, I more or less, I record for my set amount of time, and how the days pass, well, it's entirely up to the time scale of the game. The way I play, the 7th night doesn't really matter unless I'm defending, because I can stealth out a 7th night easily. I can just disappear, and the zombies never know where I am. And I'm going to be teaching you guys that trick too with my stream series on how to, I'm not going to say how to survive easily, because it requires a lot of work, but it's more or less how to keep your ass alive. I just got blessed with a somewhat really decent setup here. Yeah, it looks not so beautiful, but hey, she holds. She could take a lot of abuse. Looks like it's taken a lot of abuse too. I think we might get day 7 in here. I think we just might. But yes, I brought back a bunch of stuff. Where's my box? It's always good to try and remain in sneak mode. Am I a ninja? I try to be. I'm not as good as some ninjas, though. There are some ninjas out there that are they're just so ninja. You can't out ninja the ninjas. They're ninjas. Just because of ninja. Cotton seeds, because I wanted seeds to grow my own cotton. Why would I need that when I could just steal everybody else's cotton? Yes, the iron arm schematic. Well, of course it gives you 2. One to learn the schematic, and then the other one is just a easy boom to your tailoring. Oh, it's armor smithing. How grand. It's a free level. Oh, it looks like 2 free levels. Man, 134 cloth. That's gonna take a while. Oh yes, and some gas. Well, we'll put the gas in here. Because I'm not the psychopath that's gonna put the gas on the bow. Right. Weapons. Let's begin manufacturing arrows soon too. Because we got all sorts of arrows that we can make. Iron arrows. Iron arrowheads. You must make those at a forge. That is a very decent zombie breaking weapon for melee when they get too close. Yes. Ha! Rifle grenades gone medieval ages 6 and up. That's amazing. Yes, obviously I'm gonna have to get a forge set up. And yes, I'm boosting my tailoring skill by doing this. Beautiful. I don't. I know it's an odd thing to say, but I don't intend to defend this base. I'm not going to be here when it happens. I'm going to be gone. Well, how am I preparing for day 7? Easy. I'm gonna practice stealthing, and I'm gonna collect up some supplies and just wait it out. Easier enough to stealth through a destructive night rather than to try and fight it. I have no armor, no decent weaponry. I'm gonna get destroyed if I try to fight them off. That's suicide. Definitely not something worth fighting a horde of zombies. This place, not worth fighting a horde of zombies for. They won't come after me. I'm just praying that the likelihood of them coming down here isn't gonna be very high. Still crafting some of that cloth. Survivability, that's something I'm working on. And again, this is more or less like a glorified cabin. But that's the plan. We're gonna keep this place alive for the most part. There. That'll just bring our stats back up. Well, as long as we stay undetected, we should be fine. But I don't see any zombies anyway, so... Obviously, I'm going to try and remain undetected, but I'd like to have a look around, that's all. I have a balcony for a reason, right? Might as well. I don't see anything moving, do you guys? I don't think so. I honestly don't. A lot of cotton back there, which would be great for making cloth, which over time just improves my stats. Ah yes, the creepy nighttime siren. And make one of these. Ah yes, the wood window. So I can fill this hole finally. Has it finished? It has finished. Yay. Yeah, guys, look familiar to what used to be in here before it was, you know, trashed? Yeah. And this is why we do this. Bang. Yes, I lose my people, but I don't really need it. I have a sexy balcony for that. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna explain why I'm boarding up all my windows. 1, it's reducing their line of sight and their chances of seeing me through a window. 2, zombie bees. They come down from the air when you're dealing with them. You don't commonly see them out here, but they can be a real problem and easy. It's a lot easier for them to detect you, especially if you have windows like glass. They can see through it. It doesn't count as a block. So boarding them up like that prevents them from having any chance, which makes it very effective in keeping your ass alive. And honestly, that's the best thing that you need, is less chances for them to see you. That's the best plan. Because if they can't see you, then they aren't looking for you. Because as far as they're concerned, if you're not making that smell, then you don't exist. The less and less chances they have of actually detecting you, then they have no... then... you're safe. Really. Because there's only a few ways that a zombie's ever gonna find you, and that's if they see you or smell you. If you take care of those, the zombies never really spawn around your base. Stealthing it is normally the best way to do things. But that's my opinion. If you guys have a different opinion, let me know in the comments after the video, because in the live chat here, it doesn't save. But after the stream's done, let me know in the comments if you guys think that stealthing it is a suicide mission, or if you think that defending the base wouldn't end well. Either way, your opinion will be answered. Your opinion is respected, and I'd like to hear it. See, this is one of those times where I wish I still had my bones that I carried around. I don't know if I still have them or not. I don't think so. No, I'm not the dumbass that's gonna fucking cook up that meat while it's still nighttime. A little thing that you might not know about 7 days. Experienced players will know this, but those who are new to the game won't. During the day, zombies can only walk. But during the night, they can full-bore run. And if they're full-bore running, they actually can run faster than you. They can outrun you, allowing them to catch you, bite you, that sort of thing. Classic zombie stuff. But at a full-bore run, they will catch you. There is no might. They will. Because it doesn't matter how much stamina you have, they will catch you. Because they are faster than you. All of them are. Right down to the weakest zombie, they actually are faster than you. And it's a real pain, but it's the truth. They are actually quicker. But, yeah. So yes, and just in case I do get detected, the reinforcement here is gonna keep me alive. Those reinforcements, the reinforcing of the building and stuff that I have done, buy me a few extra seconds to prepare for the fact that I'm most likely about to die. You know what I mean? It's not super, because I'm not going to throw my metal into it that I'm going to need later. Not a huge amount of metal sources. So, the reinforcing that I am doing is on weak points. Like window areas. I'm not gonna throw metal on these just yet. Damn it, almost did. Didn't mean to. I don't know what the hell's playing anymore. Aha! Bouncing construction. Those ones I am gonna try and put some metal in. There. Only because I bust up some more rocks, I'll have some decent metal. And yes, eventually I will armor this place enough, because as the nights get longer, or further in, and the longer I survive, the harder it's gonna get. So, we take our time out and make sure this place is solid. That's the plan. We're gonna down some more trees, obviously, because we're short on some wood, which is fine. And then eventually, all of the windows will be nice and solid, is how I like to look at it. Yes, I'm down on wood finally. But there's only one door to the downstairs. Okay. So if there's only one door to the downstairs, then that's fine. I can then invest in... that's just a decal. It seems like it should be there, but it appears to be just a decal. Yeah, so if I had some more wood, I'd finish fixing this up. But having the chairs out here, that's nice. I'll probably slap something on that table. Like a decoration of some kind. But yes, the first things I'm going to start metal reinforcing are weak points like windows and doors. Because it takes 10 per door. So once the doors are done, I can start saving the metal for the windows. There we go. All 3 doors are now fortified. It does sound like there's a zombie out there we may have a target to deal with. It ain't gonna be overly fun, but things like that do need to be done. Dealing with the zombies is something that does have to get done every once in a while. Yes, and fortifying the base, again, something else I need to do. Keeping us somewhat solid is the plan. Solid enough to stop a zombie, not solid enough to stop a horde is the current condition. But I want all my windows in that condition before I go crazy fortifying everything. Because then I'm going to take wood to everything else. And then start doing all the downstairs walls, the internal walls, the ones that'll actually keep shit out. Those are the ones that are going to get fortified next. Stone arrows or steel arrows. Between stone arrows and steel arrows, not a whole lot of damage difference. More or less it's in how accurate you are. You can shoot straight, doesn't matter what arrow you're using, as long as you ding him right in the fucking beaner, he's going down. You crack him right in the fucking beaker and he's going down alright. That much, I promise you. You will guaranteed 100% take down your target if you hit them in the head. May take 1 or 2 rounds to the forehead, but once you crack his forehead at least once, he's gonna feel it. And then landing the next shot is gonna be cake. Because they get this stunned effect, where they stand there for a second. So you ding them in the forehead and they go, and then you crack them another one into the head or into the throat. They're done. Going to sleep. And they ain't getting back up again. Free loot! Beautiful. Additional 200 wood. See, you didn't need to make so much goddamn noise. But dropping a tree again is also fairly noisy. See, I may have to make a return to that logging camp to get some more decent supply of wood. But there's a bunch of trees over there, so I'm gonna hit those up before I hit up the logging camp. Sneaking is your best friend. Go away, cat. You don't need to be in all my videos, you know. Go that way. Go that way. Go that way. Or ignore me. I suppose that works. For you. The hell did I just walk over? Oh, the fact that I wasn't gone yet. But yes, I'm gonna hit those trees up next. Once I clear all the ones on my side and use all of the wood to... Also, clearing the trees is giving me a higher likelihood that the zombies aren't spawning, because they're spawning behind trees and stuff. But, yeah. Yeah, just random steel plate in the yard, whatever. If I could, I'd pick it up and repurpose it onto, like, one of the poles or something. But yes, I do have plans to repurpose my, supplies around and make sure that the place is fortified. And that they're not going to just knock the columns out. Because I have plans for that, too. I did it on another server, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to use these things called wood plates. You slap those bad boys in, and there you go. You have a nice, decent barricade that will do the job. Oh yeah, signs like that where it makes those weird noises, what it's really telling you is that there's a chance that they're gonna spawn. But if you're undetected, don't fucking worry about it. You just gotta make sure when you're doing something, you stop and you make sure you're undetected. Don't get started on doing something and then all of a sudden realize that you're detected now. No. Just keep your eyes peeled. Your survival is based on if they know you're there or not. Good practice for staying invisible is playing a thief in Skyrim, spies and stuff on spies on TF2, or just overall getting good at being a sneak. Those are things you need to have. Sneaking skills. But I need as much wood as I can carry. So yes, I'm branching forward to get more. Only because I need it. Desperately, because I have a lot of building to do, provided the zombies actually do attack. The likelihood, very low. But I don't like to take chances. Okay, before you get destroyed, let's just, you know, fix your ass. Yes, it dropped the quality by a decent amount, but I really don't care. Didn't really drastically affect it. Right. Well, I still call this progress. This is all decent progress. Now, my bow doesn't quite have arrows yet. That's why I'm getting so much lumber. Normally, I devote about all this lumber to construction, but I also need a good amount to make arrows with, because I'm gonna need ammunition provided shit hits the fan. Other things that are useful, setting up stuff on the roads, because they really like to walk along the road. I don't know why, because I don't like walking on the road. Because walking on the road is normally where they spawn. You're more likely to find a zombie on the road than you are in the bush. Which is why I prefer the bush. Because they don't go out there as often. But on the roads, tons. They're more likely. Very likely on the roads, actually. Which is scary. Ah, yes, and with a bow you can also do things like hunt. Something that is very important to your survival. You are just what I need. Because you drop bones. Much appreciated. Yes, I just defaced somebody's corpse. Just try not to look at it that way. Because I need stuff like that. Crushing somebody's corpse just to make a bone shiv. I've stooped to lower levels. Yeah, we're not keeping that. Who knows, a zombie may stop to try and eat that before they try to eat me. Perhaps there's a reason why they leave those corpses behind. Maybe it's like a statement or something. The hell would I get for breaking you? Probably some strange material that I most likely won't need. It's like a box in the grass. Arrows. That's what we need. 182. That could take you a while. But producing some arrows is the best thing you could do in your spare time. Weaving your arrows is how you survive. Your arrows are your friend. The more you make, each single one of those can pierce a zombie's skull. So every single arrow counts. You treat them good, your weapons crafting will go up, because you'll be making them all the time. It doesn't matter if you've got a full stack of arrows in your inventory, you gotta think of that as not enough. And you make more. And more, and more. You make as many as you can. Store them in a box if you need to, but keep making more. You never have enough. Because you don't know the kind of shit that you're gonna get yourself into. You could end up against a full fucking horde. Oh, I thought I had enough 300 arrows. Hell, that won't even matter. Especially if you can't hit straight because you have to move. 300 arrows? Well, that's not your friend. Meanwhile, the guy with 700 plus arrows is laughing at you because you just put 3 arrows per zombie, and they just kept spawning, so he just kept putting them in. And he was crafting more as he went. Ammunition is something you can never have enough of, because you don't know, you can't really predict the type of situations you're going to end up in. So, the best thing you can do... Yeah, see, eventually the loot respawns. So, there's that. Eventually. It takes a while, but yes, eventually loot does actually respawn. If it's empty. Like this. I emptied that bag. But as they've clearly like to have shown, I prefer to stay undetected, as you know. Yes, I have stacks of that. The steel arrows are very handy, I won't deny it. Pine seeds, on the other hand, I don't need. Versus this, which I might. Yes, repair kits. That is something I do need. Now what's in that sedan? Nothing. And there's nothing in the blue sedan. And there's always gonna be stuff in that box. I put stuff in that box. What's in this? More oil. Yes, you use this oil for repair kits. So obviously it's important. Somewhat. But yes, it has a decent level of importance. I just felt like doing that. I really don't know why. I wouldn't recommend asking. But yes, I'm gonna get this bird nest here, I guess, and then I'm gonna start heading back, and then we can call it once we get back. Today was rather quiet, but I'm guessing it's because it was so late. Understandable. My apologies for the delay on today's stream. I'll do try to correct that constant error in the future. But as you can see, arrows, they will be your best friend, and they will serve you very diligently. They're very reliable. The bows that you make might not be, but I can guarantee you that the arrows themselves will do the job. What? Oh, hi. Just gonna get in here, guys, and then we'll call it. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, that was the stream for today. I'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to check out the social media pages. The links are in the description. And leave a like and subscribe. And leave a comment below, considering the live chat doesn't like to save.